We never have a money problem, we have a relationship problem. We've either got a relationship problem with God, maybe we're trying to use him as a cash point machine or an ATM, right? Or we're setting him up to fail, or we're not recognizing the provision that he's actually given us, or we're not using it. And I'm going to get a bit more specific with that in a second. We've got a relationship problem with other people. Usually in business and with regards to money, that means we're not solving good enough problems that people want, not need, want to have solved, that they're willing to easily buy from us abundantly and quickly. So we've got an others problem somewhere, or we're not putting it in front of them often enough, or so many other things. Or we've got a problem inside of ourselves. We all have access to enough free provision now to make legacy wealth in the next 12 weeks. Every single one of you has that opportunity, and there is no exceptions. In fact, the sheer fact that you're here watching this with us today places you in the top 18% of planet Earth in terms of affluence already. Do we ever go and celebrate that? How often do we celebrate that? We're in a day and age now where we have more access to free provision than at any other point in time, in business terms and money terms, of the entirety of humanity. More access. All around you, there is people who are attached to electric devices the entire time. That means that you can put messages in front of people the entire time, people who could be customers of yours. We have access to all of these platforms at the top here, right? These social media platforms. You know, across Google and across the social media platforms, we have access globally to 4.8 billion people that we could do business with, who are using a tech-based platform, like from Google to any of the social media platforms, access to that many people. 4.8 billion. Millions and millions and millions of businesses all over planet Earth. If you need to send emails, you can do it for free in Gmail. If you want to send text messages or WhatsApp messages, you can get literally millions and millions of mobile numbers on the internet for free. You don't have to go pay for them. And you can start sending them text messages and WhatsApp messages for free. You can DM all of those same people on any one of these platforms, direct message them. You can email them with Gmail for free. You can get a free website. If you're dyslexic and you struggle to write great little messages and emails to people, ChatGPT will tidy it all up for you and make it all look professional and sound great for free. You see, this is just a snippet, a minuscule example. It's like a father that's given his children all of the toys, and all he really wants to see is go and play with them. Have fun with them, enjoy them, use them, connect with the other people who use them. We weren't built to live in isolation with our head in the sand like an ostrich. We were built to live in community with other people, to love spending time with them. Your wealth problem is simply not picking up the resources that he gives you and using them often enough. All of this tends to work in a 10-to-1 ratio. If you contact 1,000 people, you might get 100 that read the thing you contact them with. You might get 10 that show some interest, and you might get 1 that actually decides to buy from you out of the 1,000. It's a numbers game. And so we should be looking to go and put numbers in. We don't just have a quality problem, we have a quantity problem. What we're actually saying at that point in time is, I want to stay poor. That's all we're saying. You know, 4 of the full-time members of staff of KingdomPreneur are all focused on marketing. That's half of the business. That's how important it is. 3 of the rest are all focused on sales. You need a disproportionately large amount of input to get the output. If you think about a farmer, they sow a seed, and if they do regenerative agriculture, they'll leave it, but they sow one seed and they have to leave it for literally tens of weeks before they get to go and do the hard work of harvesting the crop, right? They have to tend the fields, look after it, all these other, keep pests away, all these other things. There is a long time and a lot of work between the original start and getting the thing across the line. What I found to be true with all of my clients in the last 20 odd years is that God uses his muscle at like 10 times a greater level than you use your muscle. And so if you do an input of 1, God will do some 10 times heavy lifting. If you do an input of 0, you'll get 0 back again, because 10 times 0 is 0. Right? If you do 1 times, you'll get 10 times. But just imagine if you yourself did 100 times or 1,000 times. How much then are you inviting him to the table to actually play with you? Our wealth problems are all focused around not using the free resources and provision that he's given us. Are you using the provision you've been given for free with enough volume, energy, and focus? I know of somebody who does 400 posts per week on each one of those platforms and still hasn't saturated a platform and got anywhere close to it. Nowhere close. You can't put enough up on there. It's physically impossible. I know of somebody else who's claiming at the moment you could put 1,000 posts per day up and still not reach saturation. So are you doing it enough? He's done his part already. Our part is to pick up the tools given to us by the Father and actually decide to become proficient with them and use them. So she started sending 40 LinkedIn messages a day, reaching out to new customers. Because God doesn't work in a logical way, none of this work and this business is coming from those LinkedIn messages.